and this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody. I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet.
This is exactly why so many men don't want to get married. Because they could be the most loyal, hardworking, honest, good man, but then they end up divorced. That is scary because if he's literally doing nothing wrong, then what can he fix? But here this man is. He's already doing everything. What's even worse is that this has been going on in her head for 10 years. He probably had no clue. And then she'll give him 6 months to somehow fix it after it's been going on for more than 10 years. It's so unfair. And this is what men mean when they say that it came out of nowhere, that they were blindsided. She blindsided him. She can't say that, well, she told him 6 months ago that it was a problem and it needed to be fixed. And then they end up in divorce. And then she claimed that she didn't blindside him. You did blindside him.
For some reason, that seems to work. If you were to ask if you were to ask an attorney, what is the single biggest financial agreement me as a man am going to get into in my entire life?
Marriage.
Is it my house or my car? It is your marriage.
Yep.
And yet you are far more informed on the financial details of your car and your house than you are in your marriage. In your marriage, you will get married with no education, no prenup, no nothing. And I recommend people go speak to a divorce attorney before they get married so that it helps them stay married. I also think this is going to be really
Well,
controversial.
most people get married broke, though, so it does,
sure.
like, a prenup ain't
Yeah,
gonna
for
do it.
a lot of people do, yeah.
Marriage is not a commitment. It's a financial death sentence for most men. You're gambling your future and the odds are stacked against you. The worst part is marrying a woman who sees you as an ATM, draining you dry while offering nothing but headaches in return. Men in the US, and in most places, are making the worst investment of their lives by tying the knot. It's not a partnership. It's a one-sided financial heist. If you think your marriage is secure, just wait until you realize you're the only one invested.
Gentlemen, if you're in your 40s and you're single, your dating value market is at an all-time high. And I'm not saying this just to hype you up, but I have spoken to a lot of my clients who are 40 plus and they don't see their own value. Here are some problems that I see. Number one, you focused on your increasing age when the woman hasn't. If you're young at heart, you can be 70 and still find a catch. In therapy, I call this a limiting self-belief or age excuses, to be blunt. Secondly, you're over 40, but you're just done with all the BS. You have just been through so much that now you have this overreactive BS radar. And lastly, if you're 40, single, unmarried, or divorced, women will wonder if you are traumatized. Make sure you call it out and set your intentions clearly and confidently.
They're not worried about your age. They're just eyeing your bank account. This is like being a mechanic and having a toddler try to tell me how to fix an engine. They have zero clue what they're talking about, but the demands? Oh, they're there. The real issue here is not your experience or wisdom. It's the fact that they only care about what you can hand them. You can tell when someone is looking for a partner versus someone who just wants to cash in.
Oh, there's a 56% divorce rate, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women. So whenever
80%?
80%. So when I 70 to 80%.
Wow.
Whenever I talk to women about this, their obvious next reaction is, well, of course, because it's the men's fault. The men do this, the men do that, the men do whatever. And I'm like, okay, what if we ran an experiment where we controlled for men? So a way to do that would be to look at same-sex couples, gay men and lesbian women. What is their divorce rate? So what should happen is, if it's men's fault, is that homosexual men should get divorced at a higher rate than lesbian women. And the opposite is true. Lesbians get divorced at twice the rate that homosexual men do. So when women don't even have men to blame, they are leaving marriages faster than men are. That shows that there's an issue. Where does that issue come from? I personally believe it is stimulus, that it comes from the incredible amount of options that women believe they have from social media and from dating apps.
Do you think that, my opinion would be, women are more emotional than men?
Sure.
And when you're emotional, you make emotional decisions?
Yes. You also make things up. You also, like, you looked over at a car and there was a girl standing by it, and your wife's like, why are you looking at that girl? And you're like, I wasn't. It's like, why are you lying to me? I was like, I'm not lying to you. I wasn't even looking at her. That kind of thing, where it's just made up, that may be more prevalent in lesbian relationships than in homosexual relationships, which is part of the reason why. That's just theory. while that's happened. I've definitely been in relationships before where a woman feels something and now she starts attributing
my theory would
motivation
be
to
just
me.
emotions. Like I just think
for sure
you just make spur of the moment decisions when you're emotional.
Right, but what you wouldn't see though then is a decline in marriage and then a 56% divorce rate if that was something that the problem is there's issues that always happen, but then when social media came out, these issues got exacerbated, and the exacerbation is because of the social media.
Marriage is like a broken parachute. There's no way you're jumping out of a plane with one that has so many holes. If you're a man who has got his stuff together, there's no real reason to get married unless you're ready to risk it all on someone else's whims. The upsides, hard to find. The downsides? Oh, they're everywhere if it goes south. Men are starting to realize this, and it's about time. Why put yourself in a situation where the risk outweighs the reward? Marriage today is a gamble, and most men are not staking in.
Here is why intelligent men stay single. At work, being logical is rewarded, but that doesn't work with dating. Women want to feel emotions. This means flirting, telling stories, and making her laugh. Only when you stir her emotions can her attraction for you grow.
Intelligent men stay single because they actually know better. They're not out here chasing anything that walks just because it's shiny or wrapped in a pretty bow. They know the difference between a partner and a distraction. They've got standards, and not just in work, but in who they share their time with. A woman with the personality of a TikTok soundbite isn't going to get their attention. They'd rather be alone than waste their time on mediocrity. And let's be real, most women just can't keep up.
Generally, this is the attitude when it comes to guys who earn less than 100K. And it's to do with social media, and it's to do with the male influencers as well, who promote having to have, $100 million just to get by. And it's just not the reality of things. Most men are out there working extremely hard, contributing to society and building things. I'm very lucky in the sense that I actually get to have a YouTube channel where I can earn a lot of money.
Okay,
If my YouTube channel goes away tomorrow like that, people will watch some other shit. Doesn't even matter. But these guys, if they stop building the structure tomorrow, all of a sudden we've got half-built structures everywhere. All of a sudden you can't flush your toilet. All of a sudden you can't have electricity. And all of a sudden we can't have protection from the police. These are the people who literally build the world around you. And it's just like, I absolutely detest that notion of people laughing at people who work with their hands.
Instagram or a long-term boyfriend? Pick one. Okay, let's see.
Instagram.
Okay.
What?
Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay. Instagram. Okay.
Oh, Jadion's getting red pilled right now.
Okay. What about you?
Probably Instagram.
Give me some trade.
I probably already knew, but Instagram.
What the fuck?
I would say Instagram. I haven't met or found a man yet that can give me what Instagram has given me. So
Whoa. Yeah, this is why this show is necessary. Do you see how all these girls are in a relationship with Instagram instead of a real man? They're addicted to attention instead of love.
Actually, yeah. And we wonder why divorce rates are skyrocketing and marriage rates are declining and men are overwhelmingly depressed. It's because of things like this. Somebody replied and said, "Who raised y'all?" The internet. Somebody else said, "It's fine, boys. They're weeding out the girls from the women for us. Girls love attention. Women value love."
Women get all this attention just by posting a couple of hot pictures on Instagram. Meanwhile, the regular men? Invisible. No one cares. We've heard all about the unfair standards for women, but no one is talking about the ones that men are stuck with. It's like society just forgot men exist unless they're fixing something or paying for dinner. And when it comes time to actually support men, people justify ridiculous standards they'd never dream of holding women to. Talk about a double standard. Men get the short end of the stick and nobody seems to care.
Social media is out to destroy men. It's no secret that men are visual creatures. And honestly, I see no problem with that. But the algorithms exploit this as a weakness to keep you on their platforms as long as possible. By only filling in your following tab with IG models, you're feeding into the exact system that's making men weak today. My guys, there's nothing wrong with having primal physical attraction to women, but use that primal desire to attract real girls in real life. To become the man that won't accept a girl at face value, and the man that women need to better themselves for. You have the ability to change your own algorithm. So engage with content that will actually serve you. Because at the end of the day, your presence on this earth is to fuel the betterment of society.
Unfortunately, most of these young women are not just flawed, They're too busy trying to be what they think women want. They chase the stereotypes of the ideal man and think that's enough. But the second there's a crack in the armor, a hint of weakness, or anything that smells like trouble, women are out. They're quick to move on because to them he's just not worth the time. It's like a test they never asked to take. And if you fail one part, you're done. Women don't have patience for that, and they shouldn't.
If you're a provider, you'll find a woman, you'll take care of her. That's how it used to be. However, now because of feminism, women saying that they're not able to find economically attractive partners, and men are not appealing partners from an economic and financial sense. So you have a globalized sexual marketplace where in the past, a woman used to have, if she lived in Idaho, her pool of partners was in her city in Idaho. Now a woman can hop on Instagram, hop on the dating app, match with people within a 100-mile radius. She can get DM'd by NFL players. She can get DM'd by this music producer, this actor, this whatever it may be. They'll fly her out to Miami. They'll fly her to Vegas. They'll fly her to LA. They'll fly her to Dubai. So women have such an insanely disproportionate amount of options, and men simply don't have that. So basically, you have a much higher proportion of men who are getting zeroed out, who have no option.
Oh, you think you're perfect? Newsflash. If you exist, you have red flags. If you're human, you have problems. Everyone is out here acting like they're above the chaos, but guess what? We're all a mess in some way. Fast forward a few decades, and you'll have a bunch of bitter old folks in nursing homes. Guys who gave up on dating because women made it impossible, and women who set the bar so high they couldn't even reach it themselves. Enjoy the lonely party, gals.
Older than me.
So 25 to 35?
Over 6 feet, beefy, white.
Look, everyone's allowed to have their preference, but this is probably why there's that study that says that 45% of women will be single and childless in the year 2030, because there's too many modern women that have ridiculous expectations.
Why are women hypergamous? Simple. It's all about convenience. They get to offload emotional baggage, seek a fresh slate, or indulge in some twisted sense of revenge if things hit the fan. They will ditch a guy for a better option if it makes them feel more desirable, like swapping up for the next shiny object. It's not about love, it's about feeling superior and making sure they have all the power to bounce when they want to. Hypergamy is not some big mystery. It's just about them always thinking they can upgrade.
I think that we all know that women can be pretty lazy during the early stages of dating, because if a man wants you, he is expected to give you all of his effort. But women just need to give the green light. He is expected to move mountains if he wants you. But the problem with that is what happens once he has you, because that sort of thing is not maintainable. And then women, are you with somebody that you actually like, or just with somebody that is willing to give you all of his attention? And that is what's not fair to men, because all of these men's hearts are being broken, and then they're not re-entering the dating world. They're doing their own thing, and then we're left with a pool of boys that we keep complaining about on TikTok.
The whole movement has been attacking men since day one. They have created this useless, twisted rulebook that's just set up to fail. Men didn't adapt to this mess by choice. They are stuck playing a game where the rules are rigged against them. Most guys are just taking the smart route, staying away from a game that's stacked from the start. They aren't going to play with a deck that is marked. It's not a choice, it's survival.